Hi, so today we're going to talk about a couple books. These are all graphic novels I chose. I kind of wanted to get into the reluctant reader, somebody who doesn't really like to read. Maybe there's too many words on a page, and it's just kind of overwhelming for them. And also the books are they're all graphic novels, but they kind of fit in with that 6th to 8th grade range, and they all have a similar theme of perseverance, working through struggles that are presented to them, and just being able to work through them and knowing that they will be okay. The first book I want to talk about is a book by Raina Telgemeier. The book is Smile. This is a book we follow the character Raina from 6th grade all the way through high school. She ends up falling and knocking out her 2 front teeth, and from then on we go through many of the dentist visits, orthodontist visits, going through headgear, wearing braces. She's not real happy with how she looks. She wants to be accepted, and people tend to make fun of her and bully her and are just really not nice to her. And by the end of the book, she realizes that it doesn't really matter what's on the outside, it matters what's on the inside. And that's really important to know. I mean, a lot of kids that read this book can relate to a lot of the different things that she's going through. The second book I want to talk about is called Rapunzel's Revenge by Shannon and Dean Hale. You can see that. Kind of a glare. This is actually a take on the classic fairy tale Rapunzel. Rapunzel, the main character in this book, is kidnapped from her parents, and she is taken away, and she's living with a lady called Mother Gothel. I'll just read you a little excerpt about it. Because once upon a time in a land, you only think you know, lived a little girl and her mother, or the person she thought was her mother. Every day when the girl played in her grand villa and lush garden, she grew more curious about what lay on the other side of the ridiculously huge garden wall. Year after year, things just seemed weirder and weirder, until the day she finally managed to sneak over the top of the wall and was horrified to see what lay beyond. So, some of the pictures. It's a really great story. It's actually kind of funny in parts. With this book, she ends up meeting Jack. Jack is her partner in crime, as you could say. And they are arrested. They are held at gunpoint. And through all of this, all she wants to do is rescue her real mother, and have revenge against Mother Gothel, who kidnapped her and enslaved her mother. So it's a quick read. It's really interesting, and a lot of kids could kind of relate to just really being the hero of their own story. The last book that I wanted to talk about, this was actually, it's called Anne Frank, the Anne Frank House authorized graphic biography. This is actually a graphic novel of Anne Frank. So if there's any students that were really interested in Anne Frank but didn't really want to read the book or couldn't really understand the book, it was too much for them, this is a really great way to introduce the story of Anne Frank. The pictures in this book really help with the thought bubbles or the words. They really enhance them and everything that's going on. It does follow her diary. And at the very end it kind of goes over, after the war and her father and making the diary. So if there are students that are actually interested in learning about Anne Frank, this is a really good start for them. They would really enjoy this. It's a really good graphic novel. The theme with this one, though, as everyone should know, Anne Frank does pass away in a concentration camp, but what she goes through before she gets captured shows strength and perseverance. She had to go in hiding. They had to survive on, small portions of food. There was 8 people living in a teeny tiny room on the 3rd floor, taking a shower once a week or once every 2 weeks when they were allowed to, and just being able to go through every day living in hiding shows real perseverance and just getting through tough times. So those were the 3 books that I chose. I think they're all really great reads. If you do have a reluctant reader, this is something that they could read, since it is a graphic novel. And I hope you enjoyed.